Welcome to YOUCANIC. So today on YOUCANIC we're going to go over replacement of coil packs and also spark plugs. So to get to the coil packs, they are all under this cover. And this cover you just easily just pull up on it. There's rubber grommets to hold it on. It's got these rubber grommets. It's got these rubber grommets. There's 4 of them around, and you got these little ball points that they go on to. Right? So you just pop that off and set that to the side. Then we've got our coil packs 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is 4 cylinders, so you're going to want to move this little cover off to be able to get access inside of there. Just pop and set that aside. And then these clips, you just got to pull them back a little bit. Just pinch the side, they pull back and snap, and then you squeeze them down and unhook. And just go ahead and do all 4 of them. Okay, so we've got all those unclipped. Then to get the coil packs out, yeah, I think we'll be fine with that there. You could unhook this if you want. So we just unhook that, move it to the side, give us a little bit more maneuverability. Just move everything out of the way. So, the way we remove coil packs is there's a bolt here on each one, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just, they're a size 10 bolt. Just remove those. Alright, so we've removed the bolt that holds them in place, and then they're just as easy as they pull out. So you just pull out and set them to the side, because we're going to get into the spark plugs, but first we'll talk about these. And so, you would just match the numbers and buy the proper coil pack to put back in here. The way you're going to know if you really need a coil pack is you're going to visually inspect them and see if there's any what looks like burn marks on them. Also, you would look to see if there's any cracks, visual cracks. But most of the time, you're going to have a check engine code that's going to come up in your car. Your check engine light's going to come on, and then you're going to check that check engine code through your OBD2 sensor or OBD2 connector with a code reader, and you're going to read it, and it will tell you which cylinders are missing or misfiring. And so generally it goes from this side, because the timing chain is on this side, and so this would be cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And so it's going to tell you which cylinder is misfiring. So you could either just go pinpoint and replace, say, cylinder 2 because that's the one that's misfiring, or you can replace them all at the same time. Fairly easy to do, pop off, and not that expensive to just go ahead and replace them all at the same time. But if you're one that just wants to replace one and then go and replace another one, you can do that. So you would go ahead and get a new one. And so you've got your new sensor here, and then if you were just replacing the sensors, not going to worry about the spark plug, because a lot of times the spark plugs aren't really what's going to wear out too much. It'd be these coil packs. But these are the spark plugs down here. So we're going to go ahead and remove the spark plugs. And we got a size 5/8 socket here, and some extensions on our ratchet. And this is a socket that's made for spark plugs. There's more than one different option. This one has a little rubber grommet in there that what it does is it grips the top of the spark plug, and I'll show you when I pull it out, to be able to pull them out of the hole. Otherwise, you could use a standard socket if you got a nice thin wall to be able to put in there and use a 5/8 for this spark plugs. I mean, there's different spark plug size, and you can loosen it completely, and then you'd use a magnet to pull that spark plug out. So you're going to loosen your spark plug, put your ratchet and socket all the way in there, and then just loosen and remove. And see how that, not too bad, it's pretty dirty and corroded. That spark plug has been removed. And with this rubber grommet, it grips it to pull out that spark plug. So just go ahead and do that with the rest of them. So that's all 4 spark plugs removed. We've got some decent burning on here, so these have been in there for quite some time. And everything else looks pretty decent. A little bit of oil in the thread there. But we're going to go ahead and replace these. And like I said, this is where your socket that has the rubber grommet comes in handy for you able to drop the new ones in there and not to just drop them in there, because you want to get them in as straight as you can without hitting the tops and messing up the gap. You buy the ones that are made and designed for your vehicle. There's more than one brand. You can go a hotter or a colder. Generally a hotter gives you a cleaner burn. Sometimes it gives you some better fuel mileage. But to just go back with the regular stock ones, you just get some iridium. Follow your manual, repair manual, to be able to put the right ones. So I've got this socket holding the spark plug in place, and it's got that rubber grommet. This we're going to put it down in there. We're going to tighten it. The only thing that comes problem with this rubber grommet sometimes, it makes it a little harder to get the socket out once you've tightened it, but we'll see the best we can do. All right. So you ease it down in there. You can start it by hand. We'll go through and alright, they're all inserted and tightened by hand, and now we'll tighten them down with our ratchet. No need to go crazy tight, just a good tightness, and then move to the next one. And see, that's where the socket got a little stuck in there, but if you put your ratchet in and jiggle it a little bit, it'll come out. Sometimes they do become a little stubborn. So get them all about the same tightness. I cinch up my hand at the top of the ratchet because you don't want to use all that force down there. And so if you cinch it up here and you know where your settings are, you've done this enough, you can just adjust the setting, and you can tell that the way you've moved your arm, if you've done it quite a bit, you know that that's decently tight. Or you can get a torque wrench out and you can torque them to spec. We'll have that in the written diagrams of how to do that. So we've gone ahead, we've replaced all our spark plugs. Now we're going to go ahead and put the coil packs back in and connect it all up and put the top back on. And that's how you're going to replace your spark plugs and coil packs on your Kia Optima. So you push them down, there's that rubber grommet on the bottom of the coil pack that's going to go over the top of this to keep the moisture and the dirt out. And then you're just going to go ahead and put these size number 10 bolts back in and snug them up to hold everything into place. Just a little tight on these really just holding everything into place. I mean, so from the vibrations, so that these coil packs don't back off, and so they don't need to be crazy tight, but it just holds everything together. If you lost one, you'd still be able to push that on there, hold it on there real good, and then be able to drive around. But you would want to find a bolt to put on there another day, but you would be okay. Then you're just going to go ahead and hook all your connectors back up, push them in, and then push the the gray clip in. And we do that on all 4 of them. And they're pretty much designed with the right length of cables to go back to the same cylinders. It's not like when you used to have all the wires and cables on a distributor, and where you potentially may put the wrong wire on the wrong cylinder, and then you have your engine doesn't fire in the right proper order. There, connected that. And then just make sure you connect this one up if you took it off for easier maneuverability. Put that back on. Everything is back on, connected up. There. And then just go ahead and put this back over the purge valve here. Push it all in and seal that up. And that's how you replace your spark plugs and look at your coil packs on your Kia Optima of a 2.4 motor. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.